And there we go. We're live. Now we can go live on Instagram, I think. Right. And go live. Live on Instagram as well now. Beautiful. All right. Hopefully that doesn't interfere with anything. And we will share this. Like that. Okay. And we're going to change this. All right. There you go. Bear with me here while I get this all worked out. First time for me going live, so we're going to play with this thing and see if we can figure it out together. And there we go, full screen. All right. Beautiful. Now we're live on Instagram as well. Excellent. All right, just a quick test here before we get started, guys, and then we're going to jump right in. Wait a few more minutes for some more people to pop in. In fact, let's do this. This will be kind of neat. All right. Okay, let's see here. Sweet. All right. And you can hear me okay too? Even with this overlay here, which I'm going to get rid of now. Can you hear me okay too? All right. I see 0 streamers now. All right. We got no viewers. It's fine. It's cool. Let me see here. All right. Well, looks like we're going to do okay. Got that. All right, good. We'll be able to be heard and seen. Good to go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right, we're live. Let's do this thing, shall we? Okay. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Jason Cremines. I am the founder of the Confident Closer Academy, and I have a question for you. You ever sit at your booth, as a market vendor and just kind of watch people walk by, and you kind of wonder to yourself, like, why aren't they stopping, right? Or even worse, like you look down and you see in somebody else's booth, there's just people all over the place. But again, as they come by, they're just kind of swinging by. They're not really stopping. If that's ever happened to you, then tonight is exactly what we're here for. That's exactly what we're here for. I'm going to teach you exactly how to start conversations, build trust quickly, and turn actual conversations into sales. But, without being salesy, without being pushy, you don't have to be a jerk to be a good salesperson, to be a good closer. In fact, when I first got into sales, this is exactly what I used to think. You have to be a jerk if you're going to be a good salesperson. That's not the case at all. You don't have to be a jerk. In fact, I find that it's best to be the exact opposite. Now, I have spent over 25 years in sales, almost 30 years. I have trained hundreds of salespeople, dozens of managers, and I have beat the pavement in the past, just kicking butt as a salesperson. And I've trained and led up to 150 team, 150 person team, so of salespeople, and managed to maintain, growth for long periods of time. And I've been able to, turn companies from zero and scale them to, 2,500 contracts a month. So I also know, so like I'm just like you guys. I also know the long weekends, right? I'm just like you. Every single weekend, I'm hauling tables and products and setting things up and getting ready for markets. Sometimes two or three or even four markets in a single weekend, as busy as we have been lately. So I know, the unpredictable crowds, the frustration of watching people just kind of come and go without stopping or saying anything, without engaging at all. This webinar is literally designed to fix exactly that. So the big problem now, most vendors don't have a product issue at all. Most people are making something awesome that I've seen anyway. I've seen a lot of great vendors, a lot of really cool products, a lot of really very useful products, and a lot of things that people had to think outside the box to make a little bit, right? So, but they don't have a product issue. The issue is the process. That's the issue. People stop for one reason: curiosity. Something drew their attention to something on your table, something in your booth. They're curious about something. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, do you make cookies? Right? Do you have chocolate chip? Whatever. But there's some curiosity that made them stop to begin with. But they buy for one reason, and that's the connection that you make. You have to make a connection. If your conversations aren't intentional, consistent, and customer focused, your sales become, well, unpredictable, right? So there's no way to really tell, or no way to really hone in on your sales if you don't have some kind of a sales process. So there has to be a sales process in place if you're going to be able to really track your performance. In fact, I tell people all the time, are you able to move things in your booth? Sure. People are going to stop by, they're going to buy things. You don't have to have sales skills necessarily to bump into sales, especially if you're selling cupcakes, cookies, stuff like that. People love food. So they're going to stop by, see what you have. If it smells good, looks good, if you have a sample, they're going to buy it more often than not. You can ruin that with a personality if you want to, but for the most part, in those cases, it's a little bit easier to sell if you've got something to sample. It's much easier. But either way, they buy for the connection. You have to be able to have conversations. You have to know where to go with each conversation, because one other thing that I've noticed is sometimes you get somebody in your booth and they're looking around, and then another person comes in and another person comes in, right? So people don't go to the booth where somebody's sitting back kind of looking at their phone, they're going to the booth that's the most lively. There's people there, they're talking, there's conversations being made, there's money flying around, products flying around. They want to see that. They want to see what's up over there. So we need to be very intentional, and our sales need to be predictable. We have to move people along, right? They can come in and spend 15 minutes, but if 2 or 3 customers walk in and out at the same during that 15 minutes, you could have lost some sales there too. So we have to be able to approach them, get them in, get them what they need, and get them out, but not like quickly, but efficiently. Now, the 3 big mistakes. So let me ask you a question. If I was to spend 10 minutes in your booth, what would I see you doing? Would you be looking down at your phone, like scrolling on TikTok? Would you be eating? Would you be sitting down? Would you be standing up? Would you be moving around? What would you be doing? And the reason I ask that is because more often than not, and I and literally 3-4 markets a weekend in most cases, especially during the winter months, I see all the time people sitting down, looking at their phone, might not even notice if somebody walks into the booth. So there's passive booth energy. That's one big problem that vendors make. Number 2, no opening line. Like, you have no idea what to say. I mean, it's cool to say, hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, like things like that. Hey, how's your day going? Sure, but everybody's saying that, right? Not to say you shouldn't. By all means, greet someone exactly how you would typically greet someone. Be you. Um, so no opening line, no idea what to say. And then number 3, talking about the product instead of the customer. We're going to dig into that because that's really important. That's really important. We're going to dig into why you're going to talk a little bit more about the customer than the product itself. We're going to talk a lot about that because once you start to recognize the things that people value, then you can tailor your approach to how your product solves that particular issue. So we're going to take a quick moment here just to say, very, very important. Make sure, if you're watching right now, make sure that you have a pen and paper. You're going to want to take notes. I did take the liberty of putting together a little kind of a notebook, if you will, a little a sheet here. I can email this to you guys when we're done. I can email this to you. There's going to be some things in there that you're going to want to use. So I'll email this to you when we're done. We'll take that off there for right now. And make sure that, all right, there we go. Cool. So you're going to want to take notes, guys. I am recording this, so I will try to make this available for free on a pretty regular basis. Then after a while, it's got to go into the vault, right? So we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the 5-step market conversion method. 5-step market conversion method. There's steps to everything. I know. It's like, oh my gosh, another steps. But here's the thing you have to understand. If you have a system in place, then it's a heck of a lot easier to not only create sales, but also to teach other people how to do it. And think about this. If you are planning on at some point in your future, if you're planning on being big enough to have to hire people to run booths for you, you're going to want to be able to teach this to other people. All right. So in doing so, it's so much easier to have a system in place. And furthermore, if you have a system in place, then when your sales numbers take a turn, you can break down your system and see where along that system you might be making mistakes. So without further ado, number 1, approach with presence. Number 2, curiosity-based opening lines. You're going to have something to say by the end of tonight. Discovery question. It's one thing to ask questions. It's another thing to ask the right questions. Number 4, micro story. Facts tell, stories sell. I'm going to teach you how to tell a small story that's going to help to compel your audience to want to buy what you're actually selling. And number 5, the soft close. Notice the word soft in front of close. Are we closing people? Yes, of course we are. But it does not require you to be a jerk, or aggressive, or overly assertive. So I'm going to show you how to take care of this step by step. Step number 1, approach with presence. Okay. Your energy sets the tone. Rule number one in vendor marketing, right? Rule number one, positivity. You need a positive attitude. If you have somebody in your booth that doesn't have a positive attitude, go send them to see puppies. Trust me, puppies make everybody feel better. And there's probably dogs around if you're at a market in Florida for sure. Also, send them to get food. Get them out of the space. You don't want any stank energy in there. And if you're not feeling so great yourself, man, suck that shit up. Leave that stuff at home and get yourself ready to get going. This is where you make money. So you need to have the right attitude. Put a smile on that face. Stand. Don't sit. Too many vendors sitting down. You walk up and they're way up here, and you're way down here. Like, that feels weird. Stand up. Show them who you are. Show them that you're there. Do not be afraid to stand up. I'm going to move this banner out of the way. It's getting on my nerves. Move this banner. Hide. Goodbye. All right. Back to this. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway. So stand. Don't sit. Sitting down makes people feel like you're not there. So we need to get you out of that chair. Stand up. You're like, dude, it's a 4-hour event. And I know. You're going to have a few moments throughout the day. You're going to take a little 2 or 3 minute break. You'll have moments throughout the day. You always do, where the traffic dies down a little bit. If you have a helper, take turns taking a small break. And when you're sitting down, though, if you can, sit down behind the booth where nobody can see you. It's better if you are not sitting down inside the booth. You want to be standing up. Again, people are looking for the booth that's the most lively, not the booth that's, people are falling asleep in, right? So stand, don't sit. Face outward, not inward. So if you can have the product in front of you, that's awesome. And you want to be in behind the product and facing outward. That's the best way that you can be. What you don't want to do is stand outside of your area, outside of your booth. And when people come in, they come in behind them. It's creepy. Nobody likes that. And it's going to lose people really quickly. They're just going to kind of look around and then take off. Smile intentionally. Here's what I mean by that. Okay. So when people are walking by and you are looking out and you happen to make eye contact, smile with the intention of just making them feel good. Like, hey, look, I'm just saying hi in a way that makes people feel welcome. Smile with intention. I'm smiling at you, not just smiling in general. I'm smiling at you, right? I want you to know I'm smiling at you. I'm smiling at you because it's making you feel better. I mean, maybe by now it's probably creepy. It's been like 4 minutes of smiling. We should stop smiling now. Seriously, though, smile. Hold a product when possible. If you're literally picking something up and looking at it, and maybe it's a sample, that you're going to be giving away. Maybe you're just, kind of just examining it. People are going to that's going to start to create that curiosity. And again, remember, the reason why people stop is because they're curious about something. The setup, the product, the smell, something. They're curious about something. And create some movement in your booth. I'm going to tell you a story. I was thinking about this the other day. How cool would it be, right, to hire a couple of friends? I'll buy you lunch today, right? To just come in and occasionally walk into your booth like they're buying something, right? The reason I think this is because I said this earlier. Have you ever noticed when one person comes in, suddenly 2 or 3 or 4 people are in there, but when there's nobody in there, people just kind of pass by. They're not really paying much attention. That energy, man, they want to see people that are lively. They want to see movement. They want to see stuff going on. So if you can create some kind of movement inside of your area, that's going to make it more compelling for people to want to stop by. Now, that's not going to get people to walk in the booth, though, right? That's definitely going to help a start. That is going to reduce the number of people who don't want to walk in because of the stank energy. Get rid of those people. If there's stank energy, get them. Goodbye. Go away. Nikki, go play with some puppies and come back when you're ready. And she does. Trust me. So step number 1 is create that environment that people want to be in, right? Nobody wants to be in an area where it's nasty, it's not fun, it's down, it's blah, right? Nobody wants to be in there. So make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it lively. If you are selling things that smell good, make sure that they can smell them as they're walking in the booth. Now, step number 2. This part is really cool. It's a curiosity based opening lines. There's a million different things that you can say to get to start the conversation, to break the ice, right? There's a million different things that you can say, but you want to have intention. Make no mistake, when I'm talking to people every single day, there isn't a word that comes out of my mouth that wasn't strategically planned. But again, I've been doing this for 30 years. So I wouldn't expect you to have that level of execution. However, if you make sure that the questions that you ask are the right questions, then it's going to lead the customer into the direction that you need them to go, which is to buy your product. So, number 2, curiosity based opening lines. For example, have you seen this before? Hey, have you seen one of these? Maybe you make something unique. Maybe you make something that not a lot of people see. That would be great. A great curiosity based opening line. Someone's walking by. Hey, how's your day going? Pretty good. Great. Have you ever seen one of these? You see what I'm saying? Have you ever seen one of them? Now, I'm not dragging them off the street here, but I'm starting a conversation. They might be like, nope, and don't give a fuck. Okay, see you later. Bye. That's cool. But they're probably not going to. Most people aren't going to be like that. Most people are like, oh, no, I haven't seen that before. Or, yeah, I've seen those before. I've got 2 at the house. Cool. All right. Bye. And if you sell, let's say, candles or soaps or anything that smells good, right? Hey, would you want to smell the newest blend? You want to smell the new one? Maybe it's a holiday. You want to smell the Christmas blend, right? That's going to give some curiosity. Oh, maybe I should. Um, can I show you something cool really quick? That's kind of a cool opening line, right? Because that could be a million different things. Can I show you something cool? Who doesn't want to see something cool, right? That one is going to take a little bit more courage from people that aren't used to interacting with people in a fun and playful way like that. For me, that's a fun line. Hey, can I say something cool? Okay, what is it? This is our pain and inflammation relief salve. Let me tell you how we make this and why it's so cool. Right. And then I just go into my explanation as to why it's cool. I don't even know this person's name yet, or if they can even use my salve. Most people can use it. But I just wanted to get that conversation started, because then I can go into the next step, which we'll touch on here in a moment. And then, are you familiar with these? So maybe you make something that people are familiar with. Freeze dried candy. Dude, every single market has freeze dried candy. So the question is, are you familiar with these? Have you seen freeze dried candy before? Oh, yeah. There's a reason why I want them to say, yeah, I have. There's a reason why I want them to say that, because then I can go into the next portion. Step number 3, the discovery questions. We'll stop right here, though. So let me recap step number 2 real quick. It's a curiosity-based opening line. For me, it's really easy. I say things like, hey, we make all natural herbal remedies and botanical products. What kind of natural products do you use? This gets them to admit that they already use something. And then if whatever it is that they say means something to them. So I'm not going to spend time pitching something that they have no use for whatsoever. But let's say they said to me, well, I actually use an all natural cleaning spray. Really? We make one too. Bam, here's why ours is different. Now I can go into an actual presentation. Does that make sense? So, curiosity based opening lines. Have you ever seen this before? Would you like to smell the newest blend? Can I show you something real quick? Are you familiar with these? Now, if you're selling something that people eat, it's really simple. Hey, do you want to try the chocolate? Do you want to try the vanilla? I'm very bland. I understand this, okay? But at the end of the day, maybe you have a really cool flavor. Like the girl next to me, Baked by Brooke. Great kid. She makes cookies. She makes or made a Grinch cookie. So I had to ask all about it. And then, of course, I had to buy one. And I had to eat a little bit of it because I can't eat too much of it because the sugar is wow. Anyway, curiosity-based opening lines. That's going to get them to stop and say hello to you and actually take a moment to listen to what you have to say and maybe even get you an opportunity to show them a product and possibly close a sale. So, step number 3, the discovery question. Okay. So now that they're in your booth, right now we want to find out a little bit about them. What is going to motivate this person? What does this person need that I might be able to help them with? Here's something I need you guys to understand. It doesn't matter what you sell. It really doesn't. Because what matters is why you sell. That's what truly matters. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So you need to find out what it is about your prospect that's in your booth right now, that what problem do they have that you could possibly solve with your product? How does your product fit into their life? And that's all sales really is. How does my product, good or service, fit into your life? What do you need from me? And you can't just say, hey, I sell all natural remedies, what do you need? 99% of the people are going to go, I don't need anything, I'm fine. They have no idea. So instead, got to point out a couple of things. Hey, I see you wearing some work boots there. You probably do construction? Yeah, I do construction. Yeah, sure. Excellent. Or maybe I saw you riding in on a horse. I bet your back gets sore every once in a while, right? Discovery questions. So one discovery question is really, really simple. As they're looking around, hey, what caught your eye? Well, I saw this. Bam. That's the thing that they're interested in. Why? Find out. Talk to them. Okay, what do you like about this? Next, this is going to tell you. So this discovery question is going to be exactly what leads you into the next step. So, like what caught your eye? What made you stop? Did you see something funny? We have funny names for our products, so it makes it a little bit easier for me. Like when someone says, "Yeah, what is this?" It says, "Quit your bitching." Hey, what's quit your bitching? It's very curious, right? We have curiosity built into the names of the products. So when they ask me that question, though, I don't just tell them what it is. I tell them why it is what it is. For example, so quit your bitchin' is a wild lettuce tincture. Wild lettuce is a natural pain reliever and like a nervine agent. So it helps to chill you out and it helps to reduce pain. I use this and then I explain, how I use it. I don't sell on how they would use it in this particular case because I'm just rattling off what it is and what it does, the benefits of it. So I use this when I have a bad headache, or I use this after an injury or something like that. Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. But people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So I always like to tell a little bit of a little story that's going to help them to understand what it is that they're buying, for example. So this particular tea, we had a customer one day that came up to the booth and was asking about something for their son's anxiety. She didn't want to give him any tinctures, for alcohol and things like that, and she didn't want to give him any pharmaceutical medications. So instead, my wife went home and she did a lot of research and she put this blend together that helps to relieve anxiety. And that's how we came up with this tea, F anxiety. And they kind of laugh. And then we'll go in. We'll go into the close here in just a moment. But then after that is when I would suggest that they pick this up today. Right? We'll talk about that in just a moment. But you want to keep the story kind of short. Again, you don't want to spend 10 minutes telling a story. Okay, we're talking 30 seconds tops, and then you're out. Right? But tell the story as to how the product started, why it started. Tell the story as to, maybe you make Christmas ornaments. Maybe Christmas is a really big deal to you. Don't talk about why Christmas is such a big deal to you. Find out why Christmas is such a big deal to them. Hey, the reason I love Christmas so much is, and a little story about my past. What do you like the most about Christmas? Okay, you're making Christmas ornaments. We're going to talk about something like that. You're making soaps. All right, why is your soap different? Why would I buy your soap over the person across the way who also sells soap, right? What makes you stand out? Well, let me tell you exactly why. So when I make my soap, I do it in this way. Most people do it like this, but I do it this way, and here's why. And this is why I use it. It helps me to do this, it helps me to do that. So at the end of the day, you're going to keep it short, but keep it simple. But you still need to, compel the customer to want to buy. So the only way you're going to do that is with stories, because stories sell. Facts simply tell. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So take your time and explain what it is that you're doing. Now, we move that directly into the close. Very, very simple, but very soft closes are going to sound something like this in the market booth world, okay? Like, for example, most people grab one of these and just wait. Don't say anything else. Wait. Stand there. Look at them. Wait. They're going to say something. It's going to be yes, or it's going to be not right now, maybe later. What about this? And then you direct your attention to the next product. Either way, it's a very, very soft close. But if you don't ask the question, then they're not going to buy. People need to be told not what to do, but they need to be led down the right path. You need to help them to make the decision. More often than not, people want what they're looking at anyway. They're just not wanting to make a decision. And that's the funny thing about sales. All we really do in sales is help people to make the decision that they were already going to make anyway. Right? Here's another example. This is the one I personally use. Wait. Get the feedback. Wait for the feedback. You know what? I'll take one. Let me think about that one. What else do you have? And then another one is, want to take this one home? So let's say that you're selling wood pieces, shelves and stuff. My wife just bought some awesome freaking shelves. So you want to take this home? Is this one going home with you today? Very soft, simple, not pushy. A little bit on the assumptive side, but not crazy assumptive, right? So these are very soft closes. Another one that I really like is, would you like for me to set this aside for you while you keep looking? Would you like for me to set this aside for you while you keep looking? That's so much easier, isn't it? So when they say yes, they're buying that. That's going into a bag, and that's getting rang up on the cash register if I have one, or the piece of paper I'm writing it down on, right? Either way, that is going home with them. All I had to do was say, should I set that aside for you while you keep shopping? And I invited them to continue shopping too. Let's not forget about that part. All right. So let's kind of do a quick recap here. All right. Remember, passive booth energy. Get the negative energy out of your booth. It's not going to work there. You need to be lively. You need to be up and moving around. You're not eating. You're not scrolling around on TikTok. You're not looking down at the ground. Your head is up. You're smiling. You're having a great time. It doesn't matter what's going on, whether there's 2 people there or 2,000 people there. You're having fun. You're enjoying yourself. You're going to create a positive environment inside that booth, a booth that people will want to come into. If you do not, people will not stop. I promise you. You see the difference of going to a market on a day that you're feeling great, a day that you have a lot of confidence, a day that you're feeling good about yourself, and then go another day and you see that you're not feeling so great, so confident about yourself. See the difference in sales. I guarantee you, on days that you're feeling good and you're happy and you're peppy and you're smiling and you're having a good time and you're chatting with people, those are the days that you're going to make the most money. So make this environment one that people will want to be in. Trust me, energy is everything, attitude is everything. Make sure they're on point. Number two, no opening line. Now, you have some ideas as to what to say. The openings that you can say. Have you ever seen this before? Have you seen one of these? Let me show you what it does. Have you seen this before? Let me show you why it's different. Have you smelled this soap? Let me show you why this is a better soap than what you're buying on the shelf at the Winn Dixie. Not Winn Dixie anymore. Oh, they're going down. Winn Dixie. Excuse me. Would you like to smell the newest blend? All you have to do is start the conversation, guys. That's the part that we got to talk about here. All you have to do is start the conversation. Watching people walk by and smiling at them and saying hello is not enough. If you want to make real sales, if you want to see your sales go from $200 or $300 an event to $800, $900, $1,200 an event every single time consistently, then you need to start the conversation. Let me give you some examples. So, the last event that we did, not Tuesday night, but Saturday, the last event that we did on Saturday, an older lady stopped, looked at something, and started to walk away. And I almost didn't say anything because she was almost out of sight. And I said, "What caught your eye?" And she stopped and she turned and looked at me. And she said, "Oh, I just saw this and I wasn't sure what it was, but I don't need any essential oils." Time out. I don't sell essential oils. So, what she thought she saw, she didn't see. Guess what? So, by simply telling her, "Well, I don't sell essential oils. Come here, let me show you what I actually do and why we're different." And I started telling her why we started the company to begin with. Remember, she's an older lady. The chances that she's going to need something that I have are pretty significantly high. So I tell her, about 10 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And I go through the speech about how she went through the medications and the doctors and things like that, and things got terribly worse. And we started going all natural route, and she's been doing herbalism now for like 5 years, and researching all this stuff. And the company started because of this, and we started with this lotion bar, and then that led into and this is how we have our best selling product now, My Neck My Back. And then I said, this is where we want to put this. Where does it hurt? Next thing you know, she bought not one but two of the large My Neck, My Back, which, by the way, are $48 a piece. So by stopping her, by just taking a moment to ask her what caught her eye, and using that general curiosity, that curiosity-based opening line like that, that put another $100 in our pocket for the night. Now, it was a decent day, so $100 was still a pretty damn good amount of money, right? Anytime that you can throw an extra order in, that's always a great thing, right? So definitely do not be afraid to stop people and ask them questions. If someone's not looking at you, not looking towards your booth when they pass by, I don't care. Say good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Say something anyway. How you doing? Great. Hey, have you smelled this? If it's underarm deodorant, they're going to look at you funny. But they buy it. So it works. They're going to look at you funny sometimes, guys. But at least you're not that person in the mall that's chasing everybody down with the cleaning spray and trying to clean their shoes, right? I mean, those guys are really, really, that's a tough sale right there. So the discovery questions, right? What caught your eye? What kind of products have you used in the past? What kind of soaps have you used in the past? Where do you normally get your beeswax? Where do you normally buy your blah, blah, blah? What types of sourdough, what types of bread do you normally get? Um, do you make your own breads? Whatever, whatever it is, you want to get that get them talking about themselves in reference to what you might have, right? Have you seen freeze dried candy before? Cool. What's your favorite kind? Yeah, I got those, but have you seen these? So, oh, my favorite Skittles. Oh, I love Skittles too. But have you seen these? Maybe you've got something new. Maybe you've got something that they haven't seen yet, right? So you got to get that curiosity going first, get them to stop in the booth, and then you start asking them questions about them. What did you like? What do you want? As long as you know what questions to ask, and just make it questions that are relative to your product, whatever it is that you're selling. Christmas ornaments, uh, dog boxes, like whatever you sell, man. Socks, crochet items. Hey, have you seen this one before? Oh, yeah, I've seen that before. Cool. Check out the newest one, though, right? Let me show you the newest one. Let me show you why this one's so much cooler. Whatever. And then the micro story. So let me tell you why this was so much cooler. I was sitting at home one day, and my grandson comes up to me and he hits me in the face with a soccer ball, and that's when I had to make this eye patch. I don't know, man. I'm just making shit up, right? Think about your own personal stories. You can make up your own personal stories. You don't have to be a hero in the story, but you definitely want to. You definitely want to tell stories about what it is that you do, why you do it, how the product came about, things like that. That people will buy that before they buy anything else. People have to buy you before they're going to buy your product, especially if you're making something that they ingest. They have no idea what your kitchen looks like. They have no idea what your house looks like. You could have 15 cats running across the counters all night long. They have no idea. So they need to get to know you. They need to trust you. They need to feel comfortable with you. They need to buy you before they're going to buy your product. And I promise you, people will sometimes buy you and not buy your product, but I guarantee you, nobody will ever, ever, ever buy your product if they didn't buy you first. That's why telling those stories is so important. That's why coming from a place of why you did something is so much better than what it's going to do for them. Here's why I did this. This is what it did for me. You see the difference? Instead of this is what it can do for you, this is what it did for me. This is why I did this. And then they're like, oh shit, I want that. I want to do that. Like all the big brands advertise that way all the time. Michael Jordan throwing on a pair of airs and just taking off and flying practically. I want to fly. I want to be as cool as Michael Jordan. I'm getting some freaking Nikes. You see what I'm saying? This is what this did for me. This is why I made this because this, and then this is how this helped. So, problem, solution. And then the soft close. If you don't try to close them, guys, you're wasting half of your time. You are missing out on 50% of your sales. You could be, I guarantee you could damn near double your sales if all you did was ask everybody to buy. If you don't ask them to buy, it's a retail sale. They're like, okay, I'll take one of these. I'll take one of those. I'll take one of these. You may as well ring them up at Walmart, right? So you're going to get those anyway. You're going to get those sales anyway. What you want to add is the sales that you're not getting because you're not asking for them. Hey, you want me to set that aside for you? Don't forget that question. I can set this aside for you while you continue to look. Okay. Now, opening line. Here's what I want you guys to do, okay? I want you to write down one opening line, one discovery question, one story about a product or how it came about your business, how it came about, whatever. Make sure that it is related to your product and can tie back into why your product solves some kind of a problem, and then and write down at least one soft close. Right now. Now that we talked about getting the conversation started, we talked about setting the pace, setting the energy, the tone in the booth. You want to make sure that that's all positive. Now you know how to get them to talk a little bit, open them up a little bit. You know how to show them a product with using a story, and you know how to soft close them. Now, you also want to think about your booth setup itself, okay? I see a lot of issues with booth setups. They are very cumbersome, or they're all over the place, or they're just downright ugly, right? You don't want to have food on the table. You don't want to have clutter on your table. You want everything to look neat, clean, orderly, professional. I mean, it doesn't have to be pristine, but what it does need to be is a direct representation of you, a direct representation of your company, your brand, your product. Every single thing that the customer sees is them. They're going to judge you on everything that they see. So if you're at a market, you want to present yourself in the way that you want the customer to see you. If you want them to see that you have dirt under your fingernails and that your hair is unkempt and you have makeup streaming down your face, then by all means present yourself that way. But I guarantee you that you don't want to present yourself that way. You're going to make a lot more sales if you don't. Elevate products, elevate them, get them up to eye level where people can see them. Go on Amazon. They make table leg extenders so that you can raise your table by 4 inches off the ground. So raising that table up 4 inches is going to bring the product up closer to eye level, making it easier for the customer to see. They will not buy what they cannot see, read, or understand. They won't buy it. If they don't get it, they're passing by it, I promise you. Use vertical signage so that people can see the products, they can see you, they can see everything easily. Vertical signage. Feature top sellers. I say this every single day. Our number one seller is this product right here. It does this, this, and this without this, this, and this. This is why it works. It has this in it. You're welcome to try a little bit right now. Take this and rub it anywhere it hurts. And then I just let them go. Right? I'll let them walk away because I know they're going to come back and buy some more. Create a start here zone. If you have a complex setup, or if you're trying to direct people in a certain order, then have a start here sign. Like start over here, right? And then you can have them come around the booth, and then maybe you cash them out on one side, right? That's a really good way to set your stuff up if you can do it that way. If you had to create, if you created a start here zone, it depending upon your product, it might make a lot of sense for your customers. Again, remove any clutter and use warm lighting. We're not done yet. We've got some more. We got some more cool tips. Okay, so your booth presentation is extremely important. Make sure everything is sweet, nice and clean, wiped down. The product is presented well and easy to see. People want to be able to read things easily and see things easily, touch things, taste things, test things. They want, if you can offer samples or testers or trials, by all means do so. Anything that you can do like that is only going to help to drive more sales. Now, after the sale, all right, check this out. This is where some magic happens right here. So after the order, you want to make sure that you have a follow-up system. And I'm not saying call them or email them or text them, all right? But you want to be able to offer a way for them to get back in touch with you. Most of you have a business card. If you don't, that's okay. Make a digital business card. You can make a QR code for free. Store it on your phone as an image, and then literally have them just scan that thing. You can print it off on a piece of paper, put it in a little picture frame, that QR code, and if you use like Linktree or something like that, there's a million different sites out there that you can use to put all your social media, website if you have it, all in one area. Make a QR code, stick it to your phone. You don't even need a business card. But at least if you do that, you're giving them a way to get back in touch with you so that they can reorder again. Or maybe they want to order something new. Either way, if you don't give them a way to get back in touch with you, you're losing out on future sales. The idea is not to sell them once. The idea is to gain repeat customers so that as you gain repeat customers, your business scales and grows and you continue to make more money. It's a lot easier when you have repeat business because they're going to come back and buy not just the same stuff that they've already bought. They're going to try new things. And those repeat customers, those are the ones that are talking to other people about coming to get your stuff. Trust me, you want repeat customers. So make sure that they know how to get in touch with you, how to reorder when they're done with whatever it is that they've got, how to schedule you for a party. Um, Share where you're going to be next. If you're doing as many markets as we are, listen, we have an entire calendar that we bring with us to every single event. Hey, are you guys going to be here next month? Great question. Flip, flip, flip. No, we're not here next month. We're at this place next month. But next weekend we'll be blah, blah, whatever. Like, we're always telling them where we're going to be next. Always. Not one person, whether they buy or did not buy, leaves our booth without knowing where we're going to be next. Ever. And most of them don't even walk out without a business card. We give almost everybody a business card. And I love it. They come out and go, I already know what you're going to say. Do I have a business card? Here you go. Like, they do that thing. Like, why? Like, why do we do that? You got an ID? You got a business card? Why? You need to show me the shape of the business card so I visualize it? No, I know what a business card is. All right. Anyway, done bitching. All right. So, show them where you're going to be next. Thank them authentically. All right. Thank them genuinely. Hey, I really appreciate your business. I hope to see you again soon. Right. And invite them to follow you on social media. Pro tip. Remember that Linktree thing we were just talking about with the QR code? If you print that out and put it in a picture frame, and every single time you ring somebody up, every single time they walk into or they're getting ready to leave, hey, before you go, say it just like this. You might want to write this down. Say it just like this. Oh, before you go, here's what I want you to do. Pull out the camera on your phone. Very assumptive. You're not being a jerk. Just smile when you do it. Oh, here's what I want you to do. Pull out the camera on your phone real quick. And they're going to pull out their camera, like, because they're curious. Like, what? All right. Now, point it toward that QR code right there. All right. And just click that website right there. Now, whatever social media you like, I'm on all of them. Go ahead and follow me on one. And then do me a favor. When you've used the product and you love it, leave some reviews. Leave a little feedback. Could you do that for me? I'd really appreciate that. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that for you. They just bought something from you, so now they're comfortable with you. They like you. They trust you, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bought. Remember what I said earlier. People buy from people they like, they are like, or they want to be like. They're going to need to like you before they decide to buy from you. They're not going to buy from you if they haven't bought you first. So you need to sell yourself, right? So if they bought from you, that means you did sell yourself. You obviously, they liked you for some reason. They enjoyed your product, whatever it is, okay? So use that to your advantage. Can you do me a favor and leave a review? I've already got them. The real trick here was I care about the review. Would I like it if they left a review? Of course. But that's not what I'm actually after. What am I after? What I'm after is the follow on social media. Whether they use Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, either way, it's a new follower. That means something. We need more followers because the more followers you get, the easier it is to reach out to people, the better advertising you can do down the road. Trust me when I tell you. Print out your QR code, use Linktree or something like that, put all your social media and website, every way to get in touch with you, all there. Make that QR code, print it out, put it on your table, and tell them, don't ask them, tell them to scan it and follow you every single time. Imagine if you did that at every single event. 15 to 20 people every single day that you are marketing, minimum, right? If you did 2 markets a weekend, that's 30 to 40 people, 40 new followers a week. You multiply that by 52 at the end of the year, you've got an additional 200, 300, 400 followers. That's how easy that happens. Now, today you learned why customers walk past your booth. Negative energy, stank energy, you're sitting down, you're not paying attention, you're on your cell phone, you're eating, you're drinking, you're not doing what you need to be doing, or you have no energy in the booth. It's all blah, right? You learn the biggest mistakes that vendors make, the 5 market conversation method, the 5-step market conversation method, how to start conversations and close naturally, booth optimization techniques, and if you want to dig in even deeper I would love to learn more about your business and what it is that you do. I would love to be able to give you some more tailored approaches to your sale, to your product. So, what I'd like for you to do, once we get done with this, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and shoot me a quick DM. If you're interested, actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to put this up here for you. So I'm going to put this up here for you. I'm going to turn the timer off, add this banner. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to confidentcloseracademy.com/booking. And you can book a free consultation there. Free consultation. So what that means is what I'm going to do for you is I am going to send you a questionnaire. You're going to fill out that questionnaire, and based on your answers, I'm going to be able to provide you with some feedback as to what I think that I can do to help you. I'll also be able to give you some pointers that will help you out right away. So that way you're going to get something out of that. You'll get some value out of that, not just, me giving you some reasons why you're not selling. I'm going to give you some value out of that. Maybe help to create a script for you, give you a couple of opening lines, maybe fill in some of these blanks that you're dealing with right now after this short training. So, um, in addition to that, we may be able to work together in a way that you will be able to get with me maybe once a week, maybe even more often than that if we need to on a one-on-one basis, do some coaching and some developing, maybe put some scripts together for you. Maybe you learn a little bit more about your product. Either way, though, I'd love to be able to help you out some more. So if this class has helped you in any way, or you feel like you could go a little bit deeper and learn a little bit more, I definitely want you guys to go to confidentcloseracademy.com/booking and sign up for the free consultation. I'll send you an email within 24 hours. In the meantime, I've had a great time talking to you guys tonight. I hope that you got a lot out of this. I hope you took notes, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. And we're coming up on the end of the year, so let's finish 2025 with a bang. Please feel free to send me emails if you have any questions, leave comments. Best of luck to you guys out there. And this has been Turning Conversations into Conversions with Jason Cremines, the founder and owner of ConfidentCloserAcademy.com, the Confidence Companies, where we are building brands that people can be proud of, and co-owner and sales and marketing strategist guy for Tempestuous Roots Art and Farms. Hope you guys have a great day. Let's kick some ass for the rest of the year, and I'll see you soon.